morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am the badass Buddha, Lori Monaco. So sorry that we are starting so late. I'd like to say we had technical difficulties, but as you can see, it's just me, and I have been trying to get in touch with the Gladiator Guru. I don't know what's going on. She has never missed a show on purpose like this. So for those of you that have her phone, do keep calling, as I have been calling her this morning. I'm actually worried because she is not here, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, should I start the show? Should I not start the show? What if something happened to her? She'd want me to start the show if she was just, I don't know if she got thrown off by the weekend. I know she had been working doubles. So for those of you that have access to her, please go ahead and text her or send her a call or call her niece. I don't even have Stephanie's number to be able to call her. I agree with you, Milagros. I hope everything's okay as well. But in the meantime, I figured at the very least, she would want the show to go on, and hopefully she will catch up. My thought is that she worked a double last night and she was exhausted and she did not get a chance to, she didn't realize today was Tuesday because of that holiday weekend. So good morning, Milagros, and good morning, Arlene and Darlene. We're happy that you are here. So it is the very last Tuesday of the month of May. Tomorrow is the last day of May. So this was the month of beliefs, and we covered a lot of ground. We covered a lot of territory. And so today is the big focus is any and all possibilities. And then Thursday starts the month of behaviors and habits. So we talked about beliefs, and then we're going to be talking about the behaviors and habits that form as a result of our belief system. And we talked about our beliefs and, the positive beliefs, negative beliefs, and then how we can change them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about any and all possibilities. But next month, starting Thursday, we're going to be talking about these behaviors and habits that are shaped as a result of our negative beliefs and how they can sideline us for sometimes years, because we just get used to something and we just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, does not work. It's the path to insanity. We always talk about that stuff. So it is something that we need to discuss and we need to break free from. So we're going to be talking next month, all month of June. We're going to be talking about habits. We're going to be talking about how to break them. We're going to be talking about behaviors and how to flip them. And then we're going to get into July, which is the Take Action month. So we're really excited about that. Good morning to my beautiful sister, Leanne. So happy that you are here. So it's going to be a little harder for me to click and say good morning to everybody through comments, but I will do my best. So let's set our intention for today. We'll set our intention and then we will do our mantra, okay? And since I'm by myself and I have nobody else saying it to me, I need you to shout out really loud so I could hear you through Facebook and YouTube. Good morning, Iritza. Iritza, you jumped on late. Francis, hey, good morning, Francis. Desiree, good morning. Iritza, do me a favor. I've been trying to contact Gladiator Guru and she has not jumped on. So I'm a little worried. I've been calling her. I don't have Stephanie's number. If you have Stephanie's number, if you can call Stephanie, that would be great. So thank you so much for jumping on. All right. So let's set our intention as usual on Viva Cafe con Leche. You're going to set your intention. What is your intention? It is whatever you want it to be. The goal is to go in your day being intentional. And good morning, Tiffany Bryan. So be intentional, set the intention for whatever that is, and always go with gratitude. So you set your intention and then be grateful. Be grateful for your day. Be grateful for your life. There's always something to be grateful for, even when the shit's hitting the fan and even when it's not that great. Think about this past weekend. For those of you that were up here in the Northeast, like Connecticut, the weather was unbelievable. Like it was the best weather I've ever seen for Memorial Day weekend. Usually it rains at least one of the days or it's cold, but the sun was shining. There was a breeze. It wasn't humid. And the temperature was just like perfect, absolutely perfect. So, my kids and one kid got out a lot, and we were doing stuff, and got yard work done. And it was just really great. So, good morning, Desiree. I see you. We are worried about you. Me and we were worried. Well, I was worried too, because I don't know where Gladiator Guru is. I'm hoping that she just overslept and she didn't realize today's Tuesday because of the holidays. Okay, good. Thank you for trying, Stephanie. Idiots, I really appreciate it. Because I know we were both out of sorts yesterday. I tried calling her yesterday. She had worked a double. We were supposed to do our planning and prep at 10 a.m. and then she was going to go into work, and she said to me, do you want to talk later? But I never got back to her because I didn't see the message until it was too late to talk to her. But good morning, Maria Gonzalez. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. So hopefully we'll be able to get in touch with Gladiator Guru, and she'll get on and we'll talk about this. So let's do our mantra. So say it loud and say it proud. I am a disruptor. I am unapologetically courageous. I am spiritually grounded. I am magically orgasmic. And I keep it real. I almost forgot it. I keep it real. I almost went back to the other one. I'm not used to not having that echo in the background with Gladiator Guru there. All right. So we covered a lot for the month of May. We covered a lot. We talked about the belief system. We talked about, what you believe about yourself and how has that been affecting your life. When you look at your life and you say, geez, I'm not living the life that I really wanted to live. This is not what I signed up for. When you look at your house, you look at your room, you look at your family, you look at your significant other or not significant other. Maybe you don't have a significant other. And you look at your life and you look at your job and the money you make and the bills that you have, the car that you drive, but how you're also feeling. Are you living a happy life? Do you get up every morning and you feel good? Are you in pain? Are you living the life that you want to live? Are you happy about it? Are you excited about it? Are you excited about the future? Are you excited to get up and go to your job? Now, you don't have to be excited every moment. You don't have to be like constantly excited, but you just want to be excited enough to where, you're not dreading to get out of bed. Oh, I have to say goodbye to my baby girl. Have a good day at school. Love you. Since Gladiator Guru is not here, I can't take her out to the bus stop. So she's a little sad about that, but she's good. She has got 3 more weeks left of school and then she's off for the summer. So that's what we talk about with beliefs. Beliefs, once we believe something about ourselves, we prevent ourselves from moving forward. So if you believe that you can't, if you believe that you're not good enough, if you believe that you're not strong enough, if you believe that you don't deserve to make the money that you deserve, if you believe that you're too old to do something, I can't go back to school, I'm too old, or I don't want to create that debt, all of those are beliefs. And the question is, are those beliefs holding you back from what it is that you want to do in your life? Are they holding you back? So if they're holding you back, then you got to flip it. You got to move it. You got to get it out of the way. So you have to change those beliefs. So that's what we worked on the rest of the month, is changing the beliefs, thinking about things differently, saying to yourself, I'm going to do things differently. And you have to write these things down. You have to be very present. You have to be very honest with yourself. That's the other piece here. We always talk about that on the show. You can't lie to yourself, and this is something that I will tell you personally is a constant for me. I'm constantly having to check in with myself. I'm constantly having to see if I am in fact lying to myself. And some realizations came up even for me during the month of beliefs. When we were talking about it with all of you, with all the insight that you provided as well by sharing your comments, which was really, really helpful, then we were able to grow further. That is Gladiator Guru and I. Thank you, Editha, for checking. Yeah, now I'm even more concerned, right? Because if you're not getting in touch with her, Editha, maybe try calling Janet is what I was thinking too. Maybe try calling her house and see. I sent her a text message, but I'm not hearing back from her. So really, really think this through. Ask yourself those deep questions. Am I lying to myself? Am I believing one thing, but really that's not true? And so just the fact that if we lie to ourselves, that's a belief, because whatever we're saying to ourselves, we believe. That's something that we hold fast, and then we just keep doing it. So don't think that, oh my God, this will never happen. I'll never be able to grow. I'll never be able to get past all of this. Transformation is lifelong. Learning is lifelong. You will always be healing. You will always be correcting yourself. Just don't stop. That's the belief that you need to put in your head. It's never too late. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to get what it is that you need or what you want in your life. It's never too late. We've all made really, really bad choices in our lives. There are very few mistakes, but there are bad choices, but there are very, let me rephrase. There are very few mistakes. We like to say we made a mistake, but but most of them are choices. And once we come to terms with the fact that that was a choice, I decided to do that, even if it sucked and I didn't do well by doing that, we made the choice. It holds us accountable. So that's the important piece here. So we make a choice, and then we want to blame other people for our lives not going the way they were going, that they could have gone. But here's the trick. Taking accountability, we talked about this early on in the year. Taking accountability is very empowering. You just don't have to bash yourself and guilt yourself by the choices that you've made. So if those choices that you made were not good and your life didn't go the way you wanted to, and it is so much easier to want to blame other people, stand in your truth, be accountable, and say, you know what, I made those choices. And if I made those choices, I can unmake those choices. I can create something else in my world. And it's never too late. I can't tell you how many times I have made very bad choices in my life. And I'm still in the process of correcting some of these choices. And it's going to take some time. But I'm hopeful that this is the year that I finally free myself from some serious chains that have been holding me back. I've been holding me back. I'm gonna put it to you that way. Like, I'm the one who's been holding myself back. So now it's time for me to make different choices. So I had to check on my belief system. I had to look at myself and say, okay, what do I believe about myself? And are there still things getting in the way? So again, today is the last day of beliefs, but then we start talking about habits. Beliefs create our habits and our behaviors. So once we change our beliefs, then we have to work and change our habits and our behaviors. So think about it this way. Let's say you've been wanting to lose weight and you haven't been able to lose weight. And you say to yourself, I can't do it. I'm too old. I'm too heavy, blah, blah, blah. And you say, well, I can't do this. Okay, number one, I'm too old. I can't do this. It's impossible. I like too many foods. Then there you go. There's your belief. All right. But let's say you finally say, you know what, that's it. I can't stand this weight anymore. I don't want to be this weight anymore. And I want to do something about it. So you go on a program. You find a program out there. You say, okay, this is going to work. I'm going to do this. And the first couple of days you start. And then you say, oh, but this is really hard. There's this food I'm not supposed to eat, but it's right in front of me. Those are your behaviors and habits. Behaviors will bring you right to eat the same food, like without even thinking about it. And so will habits. And you'll say, oh, I only did it for a couple of weeks, but I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't cut that out of my diet. And that's why we're going to work on, for the month of June, on your behaviors and habits, and ours as well. Good morning, Tata. I don't know where Margie is. I waited a good almost 20 minutes before starting the show. And I'm actually quite worried about her. We're trying to get in touch with her. We're calling the house. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, should I start the show? Should I not start the show? So I'm worried, but at the same time, I almost felt like she would want me to do the show if she was just sleeping, But I am worried because people are calling the household, not just her phone, but they're also calling the house. So I'm asking whoever has her phone number, whoever has Stephanie's phone number, to call the house. If anybody lives near them, to call the house and find out what's going on. So anyway, yeah, I'm missing my friend here, and she is, and I'm worried. So I'm worried about her. Um, but for now, let's just say that she's slept in. She's been working doubles. I know she's been exhausted, and she forgot it was Tuesday. So so today we're talking about any and all possibilities. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to believe in any and all possibilities. We want that to become a belief for you. We want you to write down on a piece of paper, I believe in any and all possibilities. And so what does that mean? What does any and all possibilities mean? Any and all possibilities mean that anything can happen. Anything is possible. And true enough, it could, when we say any and all possibilities, we're usually talking about positive things. But if we're talking about any and all possibilities, technically speaking, it could be something negative. All right. So, but here's the interesting thing: when a negative thing happens, we have a belief system that will tell us that I can swap it, I can switch it, I can flip it. I'm resilient and I can make things happen. So that's why when we say any and all possibilities, what is possible for your life? I want to see what Tata wrote. When you see her, just let her know I asked for her. Thank you. Hope everything is okay. Oh, thank you, Tata. I will tell her. Yeah, I will let everybody know. So when we're talking about any and all possibilities, it's important for you to say anything is possible in my life. And if it doesn't go in the direction that I want it to go, then I can change it, because that is possible too. And a really great way to think of it is, if you've been in a real funk, like if you looked at your life and said, God, I wasted so many years. I mean, I say that all the time. The last 10 years have been very challenging for me with what I had gone through. And I look at, especially the last 7, and there were certain things that I needed to change even more, but I hadn't done it. I've changed a lot, but there were certain things that still remain. They still remain. And I could look back and say, God, 7 years, 10 years, I could have been so much further with my life. I could have been in a completely different place. But should have, could have, would have, they don't work. They're all they do is make you focus on the past. What you have to do is say, you know what, it doesn't matter. What matters is today. And what matters is what is possible. And what I have to tell myself is what is possible. So we want you to think about that. What is possible for you? What is it that you have been wanting in your life? Have you wanted to travel? Have you wanted to, get a better job, go back to school, make more money? Did you want to get a different car, live in a different house? Ask yourself what is possible. And all those things are possible. The key is to not focus on how you're going to do it. It's just to focus on what you're going to do. Like, this is what I want. And then we're going to tell you how to take the action. When we get into July, we're going to be talking about taking the action, the steps that you need to get to that point. Can't clear something from my screen. Okay. And we're going to be talking about that. So what we want you to do is write a sign that says, any and all possibilities. Everything is possible. Or write a sign that says, everything is possible for me. I believe in any and all possibilities. And hang it somewhere in your house so that you can see this every single day. And then write your list of possibilities. This is possible for me. I can have this, and I can have that, and I can do this, and I can do that. Because you're going to base this on what you've already learned about yourself. What is it that you know has already been holding you back? Has it been fear? Are you afraid of certain things? Are you not willing to try certain things? Okay, then ask yourself why. Why are you not willing to try things? Why are you afraid of things? Did it come back to like things that people said to you? Years ago when we were really little, we felt we could do anything because we were kids. We would do things and our parents would jump in and say, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. but we would be like, we're going to do it anyway, right? How many times did we do it anyway? Especially when we're really little. I talked about this in another show, that if you can, nobody tells a baby that they can't walk. They just do it. They pull themselves up. They start walking. Even if a person were to say to them, you can't walk, you won't be able to do it, the baby won't listen to them at all. They're going to do it anyway. And then we keep trying things. We jump off things. We climb things that are too high for us. And our caregivers and parents and grandparents are always up there saying, oh, stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. And after a while, that starts to stick. Then we start saying to ourselves, without realizing, why are they saying don't do it? Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself. How do they know I'm going to hurt myself? Well, they must know, because they're adults. So we start to play smaller. We start to hold back a little bit. And we have got to reprogram those parts of our brain. We have got to say, okay, you know what? It was possible, because there are plenty of people that do things. There's plenty of people that jump off of things. There's plenty of people that climb things that don't get hurt. There's plenty of people that do the most incredible things, crazy stuff that I wouldn't necessarily want to do, but they do it because they believe they can do it. And they may not be able to do it right away, and they may not be good at it, but they want to keep trying. And that's the thing. They keep trying. They keep trying to do it because it's important to them. And that's the other piece. The other piece is deciding what it is that's important to you. This is your life we're talking about. Your life is important to you. Picture yourself like years from now, and saying, if you're like 80 years old, 85 years old, where now your mobility is far less, you can't do much, and you're just kind of sitting there saying, geez, I could have done this and I could have done that, but I didn't. I think living a life of regret is one of the saddest things that we can ever do. When you look back and you say, God, I wish I could have done that, or I should have done that. And you hear this a lot from older people. I hear this a lot from friends that work in nursing homes, where they'll be talking with, elderly people, and they'll say things like, don't waste your life, do as much as you can, because life is too short and you won't be able to do much. And it just goes by so quickly. So do as much as you can while you still can. And I've heard so many people say this, but yet so many of us don't. We hold back. We play small. We kind of wait, thinking that things are going to change, that things will be different, that I will be able to do it sooner, or, I'll be able to catch up on this later in life. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So we've got to be the ones. We've got to live our truth, own who we are, keep making improvements upon ourselves. Know that our life is worth it, that any and all possibilities, anything is possible, but we have to believe it. We have to move forward and do it. So here's what I want you to do is if you have not created that list already about what's possible, of what you want in your life, if you've not done so already, then write that this week and weekend. Write all the things that you want, whether you think you can achieve them or not. If you say, I want to win the lotto and $1 million, write it, put it on there. I want to go traveling here and there. I want to travel for X amount of time, months out of the year. I want to do this and I want to do that. And I want to have this car and I want to live in this house and I want to make this kind of money. But don't forget about talking about yourself. I want to be happy. I want to live a life that's fulfilled. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel at peace. Those are important pieces too. Those tangible things are important, but they're not everything. If you can walk outside of your house and say, gosh, I really love my life. I really love who I am. I love the people that are around me. I love what I'm doing. And you may not be in love with your job, but you say, but you know what? I'm in love with the money. Like I love and appreciate that I have the money. Good morning, Jesse Melendez. Thank you for being on today. That if you could say all those things, that you feel at peace, that you don't feel the stress. Every day we can feel stress. I mean, there's always something, shit hits the fan all the time. Stuff happens. But when you're living a fulfilled life and you're living the life that you want to live, it's less bothersome. It's less bothersome. Yeah, okay. Sorry. All right. So Margie, thank goodness she's okay. Margie is fine. She just slept through the alarm. So we're going to get her on, and thank goodness. So we'll catch her up on the conversation. But this is really important. This is your, again, you've got to put that time and effort in and really create the life that you want to live. So think about it. What is possible? Anything is possible. Make that list. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just put that list in a place that you can see it. Put that place in a list that you can look at it every day. So you could get excited about this. If you're like, again, if you're looking at your life and saying, I'm really not happy here. I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy with the way things have gone. It's not too late. So create it. Even if it's small, even if it's little small creations, just create it. Make it happen. But you have to understand that this is just the beginning, and be ready for these big changes. Be ready for the big changes that you're going to have to still work on yourself. You're going to have to change your behaviors. You're going to have to change your habits. And so I'll give you an example, right? So I had lost 40 pounds in 2020. I went on a program that I sell. The program is actually really good. It works really well. You could lose weight quickly, but it took me between June and November to lose 40 pounds. So yeah, I know. I saw it. She's coming. She sent me a message. So she said she slept through her alarm. So anyway, I lost this weight in 2020, right? And I had not been that thin since 2000, early 2001. I had not been that thin. Actually, like summer 2001. And it felt great. And I looked great. I looked younger. I couldn't believe it, right? Then something happened. As the new year came in, I started to go back to the old eating a little bit here and there, here and there. And then I started to feel really lousy. I started to feel like I was in a funk and I wasn't feeling myself. And as 2021 went by, I started to gain a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight. And I ended up gaining about maybe 10 pounds, maybe more like 8. And then I kind of rode that for a while, which was okay. I mean, I wasn't happy that I gained the weight, but I was still on the lower side. And then the rest of the year went by and I started feeling worse and worse, and I started gaining more. And then 2022 came in and I was feeling better, but then I started to gain a little bit more. And then I stayed steadfast. And thanks, Edith. I appreciate that. And then 2022 came with some really phenomenal stuff. Like, the summer came, I was set to move. I was excited about my move. I was excited about my new job. I was going to be making some great money and also doing my business. Then I started to get a little stressed out. I started thinking about all the things that I had to do, all the pressure that was going to be on me. And the old behavior started to come into play. When I'm stressed, when I'm extremely stressed, nervous, I don't eat. But when I'm stressed, like worrying about the future, like when I'm stressed about something in the present, I don't eat. It's very interesting. But when I'm stressed about the future, I eat. So I was starting to eat, and from September 2022 to the end of December, I gained like another 15 pounds. And lo and behold, I got back. By the time the beginning of this year started, I was back up to the weight that I was before I lost all that weight. So I had been trying, here and there. What am I going to do? I'm going to eat better. And then I just wasn't happening. And then finally, I went back on the program. I said, this is bullshit. The program worked for me, and I want to go back on that program. I feel so much better when I'm on that program. Because I was also starting to feel lousy. And I went back on the program. I've been on the program for 5 days, and I've already lost 6 pounds. And I'm feeling great. Like I'm feeling absolutely great. And there was some temptation yesterday. I went to a party, but I said, no, and there was a little part of me that's like, oh, well, it's just a party and you just eat a little bit. And I said, I can't do that. If I want the results that I want, if I want to be thin, and if just for myself, but I also want to look good. I have my daughter's wedding coming up. I have some big changes and big moves coming up this year. I want to be in excellent shape. I want to not just be thin, but I also want to be in good shape. So I've got to do this. So I have got to kick those behaviors and habits in the butt, and I've got to stay steadfast with this. So I pushed through yesterday, and I felt good about myself because when I stepped on the scale, I actually lost another pound, actually half a pound, but that's okay. And I was like, you know what, this is great, because if I did not do that yesterday and I went and I ate that stuff, then I would have felt pretty lousy about myself. So this is where you have to push, okay? Our belief system starts the change, but then we have to believe it so much that it breaks the behaviors and it breaks the habits. And that's what we're going to help you with for the month of June. What habits do you need to break? What behaviors do you need to break? So we're going to start having you think about these things, okay? We're going to start having you think about, what are my behaviors that I have now? What behaviors are negative? What habits that I have are negative? And then these are the things that I have to work on. So I hope she's coming. Hold on a second. At least we'll get her for a half an hour, right? Better than nothing. Okay. So, all right. So think about that. Think about what's important to you. And I want to just look at some comments. Let's see. Jesse says, can I try your program too? Jesse, sure. Absolutely. I can tell you all about it. So we could set up a little conversation. I'll let you know how it works and see if it's the right program for you. It's actually a 42-day program. It's 6 weeks. And it's very effective. You can lose anywhere from like 20 to 35 pounds in that 6-week time period. But I got to tell you that it really is more like 20 to 30. And but the cool thing is it's an elimination diet. So you take out a lot of foods that usually cause inflammation and allergens and things like that. And people lose a lot of weight because they lose a lot of water weight. And but that's important though. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. She's texting me. Okay. I don't know if she's going to make it on. She's, I guess she's not even feeling all that well either. So she's, let me see. All right. So I'm so glad Margie's okay. I'm so happy that you decided to go back to the plan and stick to it. Yes. Thank you, Desiree. I am too. I made a declaration to myself years ago that I don't want to, I don't mind aging. I just want to age in a young way. I don't want to be those people that, I don't want to be that person that can't walk or can't do things or can't move. I don't want to be in pain every day. And those are choices. Unfortunately, once we do damage to our bodies, it makes things more problematic. Okay. I don't think Margie's going to make it. So it makes things more problematic, but it doesn't mean you can't reverse it. See, this is where you have to say any and all possibilities. I have one client currently that is getting ready to get hip surgery. She's on the weight loss program. She has already lost an incredible amount of weight. She was on the first cycle. She did 6 weeks with me, and now she's on the second cycle. And she's already been a week in, and she's losing more weight. And her goal was to lose a certain amount before her hip surgery. Then once she heals from her hip surgery, she's going to do the next course because she had a good significant amount of weight to lose, like 50 pounds. And she said, though, that even her hip is feeling better. So even though she's scheduled to have surgery, her hip is feeling better because she lost weight. Plus, she's not eating foods that increase her inflammation. So she's very excited to go into the surgery because she believes that she's going to heal much faster. And plus, what we're doing is we're because it's also, I'm coaching her. That's part of the program. And I'm going to help coach her so that when she is in the healing process after her surgery, she knows what to eat to better heal herself. I may not look like I know things with the way my weight is, but I have a lot of shit in my head that I've learned over the years just from being a chiropractor and a teacher for so many years. So I have a lot of information that I share. But now it's time to get the body to match what I know and who I am on the inside. And see, that's the thing. Any and all possibilities. Hey, Liza. Any and all possibilities. What I want in my life, there's certain pieces that still have to align. Me being overweight and me being out of shape, I'm not going to be able to have the stamina that I want. I mean, I want to be able to go hiking all the time. Like my sister's badass with that. My sister's an avid hiker. I want to be able to go mountain biking. I want to be with individuals that can keep up with me, but also I can keep up with. And I want my kids to be that way too. So this is really important for me. Any and all possibilities for me includes having a very active life as long as possible. A few months back, I was watching the news where there was this woman who goes traveling with her grandson. She's 90 years old and she travels with her grandson and they travel all over the place. She is incredible. I think she was 90. She might have been 85, but I think she was 90. And they had her on the news and they gifted her. I think she was on Kelly, and that's what she was on. She was on Kelly and Ryan, I think. And they gifted her them a trip to Africa. That was one of the things that they had on their bucket list. They wrote this list together and they were checking them off. And here she is with her 25-year-old grandson. And the two of them are traveling. Like, who would have thought that, would she have ever thought like 40 years earlier that she's going to be traveling all over the world with her 25-year-old grandson? And the memories that she has created, like what does that do for her 25-year-old grandson? What does that tell him about life? What does that tell him about his life? That anything is possible. You can do this. It doesn't matter your age. You can just keep going and do this. And it was so beautiful and it was so inspiring. And I mean, he's just going to pass that on to anybody else that he knows. Because I looked at that and I said, God, that is so incredible. Like that's so amazing to be able to do that, to be able to just go and it doesn't matter, like my mom's 86 years old and sometimes she'll make comments like, oh, I don't want to travel. I'm getting too old and it's just too much effort. That's her journey. And I'm not going to knock her for it. If that's what she believes, that's, I can tell her other things, but it doesn't, that doesn't mean she's going to believe it. But I look at that and say, what can I learn from that? So this is about you. Any and all possibilities is what's possible for you. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't even tell them. If you create this list of this dreams list for yourself, I want to do this and I want to go here and I want to learn this. Don't tell people that are notorious for shooting down your dreams. Because the people that shoot down dreams are the people that are too afraid to live their dreams. They're too afraid to live their lives. And they want to pull everybody down with them. And that's why this is important for you to find your tribe. Because for those people, when you tell them, I want to do this, you want the people around you to say, good for you. Do it. Go for it. And then on top of it, when you're around these types of people, they know people. They have connections. they may say, oh, I know somebody that does that. Let me connect you. And then that's the beauty of it. It grows from there. When you put that energy out there, when you decide what it is that you want to do, and this is who you want to be and how you want to live your life, and you say it out loud to the right people, there's no stopping you. When you get to a level of your growth, then it doesn't matter what other people say. Truly. Because unless you're at that level of growth, you'll feel like if you say it to the wrong person and they knock you down, you'll get knocked down. You'll stay. You'll sit. But when you get to another level, and then that naysayer comes in, that hater comes in, you'll get to a level where you say, Shh, talk to the hand. I don't care. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Or you just be like, okay, whatever. I do that a lot. Somebody will say something to me. I'll just say, okay. And I'll do it anyway. That doesn't mean I'm constant. There's certain people that still get to me, but I have to constantly remind myself that this isn't their life. This is my life. If I fail, I want to fail forward, not backward. I failed backwards enough times, but I've always gotten up. But I want to fail forward because then I'm that much further and I'll just get up. That's the difference. See, if you have the belief that you can fail and then you can figure it out and then you can try again and keep going, that's a very powerful belief. But if you believe that, well, I tried it a couple of times and it's not working, I'm giving up, then that's a powerful belief too, but it's negative. So write that list and decide what it is that you want in your life and be really steadfast on this. Let's see. I just want to do some shout outs here. Virginia Sanchez, good morning. Nan was on. Janet Ramirez, good morning. And for those of you that jumped on that are just seeing me, Margie overslept and she couldn't get it together and she felt bad. So she just said, just do the show without her. And, but we're very happy for her to come back for Thursday's show, which will be the behaviors and habits. That's the month of behaviors and habits. So I do want to put up what everything is, what's being said. So Editza says, my bad habits, smoking on and off, and my asthma is getting worse and I need to work on this. Right. So you have to decide, like when we make things really important, Editza, like sometimes it's not important enough for us, but it should be, but it's not always. But I looked at it this way too, that I said, I want to be in great shape for my children. Like I have a little one, I don't want to be showing up to her high school graduation because I'm going to be 60 when I show up to her high school graduation, something like that, 61. And I don't want to look like her grandmother. I want to look fantastic. So I want to show up to her. I want to be active as long as I can. So she gives me incentive as well. Let's see. Oh, good. Margie's writing on the other end. We miss you, Margie, if you're listening. She was in her 90s and he was in his 30s. Okay, thank you, Lee. Yeah, so that story that I was telling you about the grandmother traveling with the grandson, I think she was just 90 though. I don't think she was like over that, maybe 91. And he was in his 30s, right? Okay. So Liza says, hey, Nan, do fear anything. You mean don't fear anything, Liza? Is that what you meant? Oh, there we go. Don't. Yeah, don't. Okay. All right. So Leanne says, I want to continue traveling and hiking into my century years with my granddaughter, sister, and nieces. Yeah. My sister is really adamant about that. And she's kept herself in impeccable shape and condition. She's physically her stamina is incredible. She's got 8 years on me and she can kick my ass completely when it comes to stamina like that, And so it's a mindset. It's deciding this and saying that, I'm not going to be held back by my limiting beliefs. I've got to do this. Let's see what else. My list. Bora Bora, lose 10 pounds, 6-pack. Me too, Liza. I want a 6-pack. Write an article, go on a trip with Dr. Lori, an overnight trip, go to Greece. Oh, I want to go to Greece too. So maybe that'll be our overnight trip. And I would love to go out with you, sister. What are you talking about? I've been waiting, Liza. I've been waiting. But this is the beauty, okay? So see what Liza put up here. Liza put this up, and the other thing is that she's at a level where she'll say that, and she doesn't care what anybody has to say. If somebody says, "Oh yeah, right, you're gonna get a 6-pack," she's like, "Yep, I am." Now that you said that, it's pushing me. But for those of you that are still at that level where you're still not convinced how amazing you are, just share it with the tribe. This tribe is very supportive. Share it with this tribe. This is what I'm going to do. This is where I want to go. This is how I want to do it. This is how I want to live my life. And Iritza, if smoking is hard, but you want to stop, then get accountability partners. People that are going to check in with you. When you're getting ready to light up, they're going to tell you the ugly truth that you don't want to hear. See, that's the beauty. That's what I love about Gladiator Guru. I've told Gladiator Guru this before. I've said it in conversations with her. I am so grateful to her because she tells me like it is, but not in a mean way to knock me down. I've had that in my life. I've had friends who've said shit to me, and they did it to knock me down. They did it to make me feel bad, and it worked. She tells me the ugly truth that I need to hear sometimes. And I'm grateful because she doesn't just say it. She says things, and then we work through it together. That is what's fabulous. That's the great part about it. When you have an accountability partner that's going to hold you accountable to your shit, that's what makes you stronger, because they always have a go-to. You always have a go-to. I mean, excellent job pulling the show out on your own today. Thanks. I started off slow, but I'm getting there, right? 100 more active for able. See, so there you go. That is something to strive for. I will post my 6-pack when it comes this summer. Okay, I'm waiting. No, I want the live show, Liza. I've been wanting you to do a live. You could do like a whole scarf kind of thing for me, and just and work it off. Well, what we'll do is we'll go to there's a place near me. I'm sure there's one near you, and it's a stripper pole exercise place. And then that's what we'll all convene over there. We'll have a party over there when Gladiator Guru comes up, and we'll all rent the space and have a stripper pole party. And I think that would be fabulous. Desiree says, I want to be more active for Jacob, my grandson too. I need to get the kids together. They are the same age range. Yeah, perfect. See, this is beautiful because you both get together. If you push each other as the adults, the kids play, and then everybody is having a great time together. So this is really, really important. See, you help each other. You push each other. Okay. All right. Let's see. I love that. I need that. Okay. Leanne says, I don't include the word can't in my vocabulary. There's no such thing as I can't do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Yes. You know what's interesting? There's a movie out. I had mentioned this on Netflix. It's called Air, and it's the story of Nike. It's with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and a whole bunch of other stars. And it's the story of Nike with regards to Michael Jordan, when they signed Michael Jordan. And what's interesting is they show the CEO of Nike, and he has on his wall the I think it's 15 rules or something like that he created, and that they always went by, and they're very empowering. And I started to look at that. I meant to look it up, and I meant to jot them down. I'm sure you could find. You just look up Nike's Nike CEO's rules or Nike company rules or whatever it is. And but the point is that he created these things to follow. That's where the just do it came from, is to just do it. Like, what does that mean? Just do it. Do it anyway. Well, I think I might suck at it. Do it anyway. Who the hell cares? Do it anyway. What's important is you. not what everybody else thinks. What's important is to you. And what I love is that nowadays we are redefining this. You know, think about 15, maybe 20 years ago, when women especially wore what was appropriate for their age. How many of you are old? You know, we're all around the same age group, where when you got to a certain age, you dressed like this. And when you got to a certain age, you dressed like this. And I got to tell you, I don't feel 53. I feel like I have the knowledge of 53, and I love my knowledge and insight that I've gained. But I feel like I'm in my, like, some days I feel like, it's funny, it's a very specific age. I feel like I'm 38 or 43. It's very fun. But so you can see the age range. I feel like I'm in my early 40s, basically. And I want to look like I'm in my 30s, but with the knowledge. I'm not talking about plastic surgery. I'm talking about just making my body stronger, wearing clothes that are fun, sexy, exciting. That's how I want to be. I don't want somebody I remember years ago, my mother said, I was in my late 30s. I've always had long hair. I only a short time in my 20s, I had a short hair, and I don't look good with short hair. But my mother said one day to me, she said, don't you think it's about time you cut your hair? I mean, you know, you're getting older, so you should go shorter. And I got very like defensive with that. Because I'm like, why am I going to go shorter? Like, I look good with long hair. Like, my hair was always pretty nice, you know? And I'm like, why? So I could look like you? Like, you ever notice some elderly ladies? They all look the same. Like, if I always laughed and I said, if aliens ever came down and went to like a senior center, they would see especially the white women, they all look the same. They all have short hair. They're all blonde, and it's all the same style. And when I see women who are older that are just fabulous looking, and they have really long hair and it's gray. There's this one commercial where they showed this lady. She must have been a model her whole life, but she was, I think she was either Asian or black, or she was mixed, but she was stunning looking, and she had very long white hair. And I looked at that and I said, I was like, my mouth opened, like, just beautiful. So the beauty is that so many people have redefined age. And again, I'm not just talking about plastic surgery. When I look at Jennifer Lopez is stunning. She is hot looking. She is in shape. She's walking out. She does not look her age. And guess what? She's my exact age. And if Jennifer Lopez could do it, I could do it. Okay, so what? Jennifer Lopez has more money. Jennifer Lopez, those are all excuses. It's a belief. See, that's the belief. If Jennifer Lopez could look like that, I could look like that. The key is I have to want to look like that. And I have to believe I can look like that. So that's the power of belief. The power of belief is saying, I believe this is possible. I believe that I can transform myself. I believe that I can have the life that I have always wanted to live. The moment you start to change your energy and you start to bring in people that have that same mindset, I promise you, the possibilities become larger and endless, because you're not around the people that are holding you back anymore. And sometimes that requires you to get the fuck out of where you are. Get the hell out of where you are. Get out of your job, get out of your household, get out of your relationships, move on. I'm not saying it's easy. And it's a process. It may take years for you to do it. I know it's taken me years. I hate to admit that. But like I said, the one thing I look back and said, I could have been in a very different place 7 years ago if I had just taken other steps. And now I finally come to terms with those steps, and they've got to go. This is the year they've got to go. And big changes are on the rise, and I'm very excited about it. Let's see. What's wrong with short hair? My short. No. For me, Milagros, you look beautiful with short hair. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me. What my mother was trying to say is you get to a certain age and you have to cut your hair. That's what I was saying. No, not at all. Milagros, you look lovely with your short hair. Believe me, sometimes I love the idea of having short hair because it's easier. But I don't want somebody to tell me to do something because of my age or because of something. So yeah, no, Milagros, I didn't mean it in that way. I didn't mean it in that way. She got money in trainers, Liza. Yes, right, exactly. I believe I have a six pack. Yes, and it starts with that though. It starts with the visual. Nothing wrong short of is a choice. Right, exactly. I didn't mean to insult you, Milagros. I hope I did not. We talked about this yesterday. My mom is 71. She looks like she's in her early 60s and she had ripped jeans. She looks hot. Someone told her she was too old to wear those. Yes, she's not too old to wear those. She wants to wear those. I think it's this country is the most critical. When you go to Europe and you see the way what some of these individuals wear, like for bathing suits and things like that, any age, they're in bikinis, doesn't matter their weight. I think the US is a very critical country. We've got to take that back and we've got to say, I don't care what you think. I'm going to wear these. I'm going to dress this way because I want to dress this way. It makes me happy. Iris, your mom can wear anything. Her attitude is perfect. Anything she wants to wear, she can kill it. I love her. Wonderful. So again, this is about you. This is about what is possible for you. Okay. It's what you want. It's not listening to the people's, muffling out those voices of people telling you what you can't do, muffling out your own voice telling you what you can't do. Anything is possible. You have to believe that. And then once you believe that, then we go on to the next stage where we have to change your behaviors and habits so it aligns with your new belief system. So decide today what it is that you're going to create in your life. What is possible in your life? And then start to think and consider the beliefs that are necessary for that to happen. And then we'll start to work on the behaviors and the habits so that we can change it so that by the summertime, you are ready to take action, because that is the next phase after that is taking action. So I want to thank you for everybody that stayed on. Really, I do appreciate it. And I really appreciate everybody who reached out to Gladiator Guru and make sure she was okay, because I was worried about her. So I want to thank everybody who did that. And Gladiator Guru, if you're listening still, we missed you. It's not the same without you. And that's why I really appreciate everybody that stayed on, because I am one of a dynamic duo, and Gladiator Guru is just absolutely fabulous. And thanks to being friends with her, I have upped my game on what is possible. So your tribe really does matter. So just remember, always look at the tribe that shows up all the time. And good morning, Tiffany. I didn't think I said good morning to you, but I saw you pop in. Think about all the people that you see in the comments and the people's names that pop up that are watching. Those are part of your tribe. So if you want to reach out to them and connect with them and message them and say, hey, you want to be my accountability partner? The worst they could do is say, no, I've got a lot going on. I can't, or I don't know if I would feel comfortable. But don't get mad at people that say that. Remember, we're living our truth. If it's not a good fit, then that's, but it is what it is. I mean, Liza and I tried to do it. Liza and I are good friends, but we tried to be accountability partners. So we did it for like about a minute, and then we just kind of like stopped, But if she text messaged me and said, hey, you know what, I let's do this. Let's get the six pack together and we're going to check in on with each other. I'd be all for it, but it would be up to both of us to connect with each other and check in. So, this is your tribe. You got this. Anything is possible. You just have to believe, and you have to decide what it is that you want in your life and be really, really clear about it. And get ready, because we're going to be tackling those habits and behaviors, and we're going to break those bad habits and behaviors. And we are going to, this is our year. This is the year for this, for all of us to make really big changes. So there we go. Yes, Liza. There we go. I knew one. Yes. That's an inside joke between us. Tiffany is a blessing. Yeah, Tiffany, a blessing is right. Yes. Come on, Lori. No more excuses. That's right. All right. Yes, truly, Tiffany it is. This tribe is a blessing. As for Gladiator Guru and I as well, we talk about it all the time. We are very, very grateful for all of you. And so thank you so much for everybody coming on. Oh, thanks, Edith. I appreciate it. I do miss my partner though. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary. I don't know, should I do Gladiator Guru's thing? I will do it in honor of her, but I will not do it justice as she can, because it's such a good way to end this. So remember to breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. We miss you, Gladiator Guru. Bye, everybody.